Ooh, ooh, Well, welcome to another episode of Music with Tony today, and I'm Tony, your host, and thanks for joining me again. And today we have, I'm going to do something a little different. We're going to do interactive TV. And you're thinking, well, what's interactive TV? Well, I thought it would be cool. Now, as a musician, I love doing solo leads and stuff, and just kind of where you can just break loose and just bust into a solo, and whether it's fast, slow, just you play. For me, playing a solo is like playing out of my soul, like heart, and so it just comes out. I hear melodies in my head and do do do. And so today I thought it would be fun. We'll do this a little bit later in the show, but today we'll do um, a solo time where I'm going to play some very simple chords, and you at home, if you'd like to crank out the guitars, crank up the electric, kick up the distortion, rock the house. It gives you an opportunity to play along. And hey, if you want to pull out the fiddle, pull out the sax, pull out the flute, whatever you like to do. But just an opportunity for us to interact together, and you just play as you feel, And so I thought that would be pretty fun. So just kind of giving you a heads up. If you'd like to do that, go ahead and you can pull out your instruments and get ready. It would be probably about halfway through the show. So we're going to do a few songs in the beginning here, and yeah, it's going to be fun. So I've been thinking about what song I was going to share today, a song or two, and all my songs have a lot of history to them, like very personal. It's almost like journals. So when I write a song, it's a journal of what I'm going through. Hey, maybe I'm happy, maybe I'm sad, maybe I feel like rocking out, maybe I feel like doing a little blues thing, or jazzy, or finger style, whatever comes out. And that's the beauty of music, is it's an art, and it comes from our souls, like our just it just almost pours out like water. It just kind of comes out. And so yeah, so this song is a song I wrote about 2 weeks ago, and I was just sitting playing in my van. I was just chilling out, and all these chords just started coming. It's a little jazz thing, so I'm just gonna play it for you. It doesn't have a name yet. I'll just call it Untitled, I guess. So here we go. So I love jazz chords. Excuse me. They're just unique in the sound that they give out, and you're so open to being able to mix and match the chords, and it's just like you get these crazy wild sounds, and it's fun though. It's you sit back and you just play, and so for me, I love. It was cool this little song popped out because I do love jazz chords, and I don't write a lot with the chords and stuff. So yeah. So eventually I'll come up with some words with it and come up with a name for it. So all right, I'm going to do another song here. This is going back. I wrote this about 20 years ago, and I wrote this song in response to a comment that one of my family made. And back when I became a Christian in '98, God He revealed Himself to me, and He sought me out and found me. I wasn't looking for Him. I wasn't looking to serve God or believe in God, and yet He made Himself known. And so changes started happening that were different. My family noticed different things happening, and I started praying and talking about Jesus. And anyway, I had a family member call me a fool, and it really hurt me, but I wasn't mad about it. But I just decided at that point, though, when you believe in something and you pour your heart into it, people may come alongside you and tell you, oh, what are you doing? You're a fool or whatever. But in your heart, what the truth is, and if you're going to believe in something and do something, well, then you do it with all your heart and you do it with all your passion, regardless of what people say. And so this song is kind of like that, and it's kind of another jazzy song. It's funny. I remember all the chord patterns that I did, but I've long forgotten the chords because I remember looking up, like figuring them out one time many years ago, and then I just haven't looked at it since then. I actually haven't played this song up until a few days ago for like probably 10 or 15 years. So here we go. People have said that I'm a fool for believing what I do. That's okay, oh no, 'cause I've been given life forevermore. Since I found Jesus, or should I say, He found me. He's getting the chains off of me. Oh, no, no. Do, 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 do. For songwriting, a lot of times I like to do things outside the box. Like sometimes I'll just pick random chords and be like, okay, how can I fit this together? Here's a F minor seventh. Here's a F major seventh, A minor, and or do an A flat minor, and add in like an E and E sus, and I'll kind of mix them around and figure out something just to be creative and to push myself. I've always pushed myself, to write and create. Just differently. So it's something. It ends up being very interesting sometimes. It's cool when I actually put instruments to it. Do the bass line, come up with some melodic lines that I hear in the song, and come up with the vocals and stuff. But it's something that you just be creative. Like if you're into songwriting, or even if you're starting songwriting, there is no right or wrong. I mean, there is a formula for, kind of like modern day, if you want to get on the radio, that's a different story. But, if you're wanting to pour out yourself and just be yourself, you just do that and write the way that you feel to write. If you want to write about trees, write about trees, sunset, or whatever you want to write about, and because it's coming from your heart and your soul. And I said that earlier, and it's true though. Like back in the days, it's like they call music, soul music. And it's just like they played from inside, and these folks just played and played, man. And like Miles Davis, I love sitting down and listening to him play, and he just plays with passion. And, he loved to play, and it's cool to see what comes out. So, all right, well, I said earlier about the interactive song, so why don't we get into that? So the first chord is going to be an E minor, and it's going to be a very slow picking for me. So, solo, you just, hey, whatever you feel like doing, So there will be a certain point in the song where I kind of pick it up a little bit, where it goes... and then I'll bring it back down again. So let's have some fun with this. I'm just going to play for a while, and I hope you guys enjoy this and have some fun. So this first chord is an E minor, then we go down to a D, and then a C, and then a C again. They're a little bit altered, but they're the same chords. Well, I have never known such a love like this. You're taking me by surprise, oh Lord. Where you changed my life, oh forever. Ooh, ooh. Yeah, so it's a fun little jam. Every time I kind of get bored, I would just record that on my phone and then just start kind of, doing some solos and stuff. So I hope you folks have enjoyed that, and try to make the show interactive and for everybody to join in. And I was thinking last week a little bit about like being out here in Vermont. I love being out here. And years ago, I actually wrote a song about Vermont. I will do it at some point. But I moved to Michigan, and I lived outside of Detroit for like 20-something years. And I'm not really a city boy. I never really was. But God had me out there for a reason, and I see why. But when I had the opportunity to move back here, it was like boom, boom, boom. All of a sudden it happened. And I was so glad, because I love waking up every morning and seeing the mountains and seeing, you're driving down the roads and you see the water, the streams running next to the roads. And, you never know what you're going to see for animals. I mean, and turkeys. Michigan, I never saw turkeys much, but out here, it's funny, last year I was in an intersection, a four-way stop at a dirt road, and there's this whole group of turkeys, and there must have been probably 15, 20 of them, and they were just sitting there right in the middle of the road, and I had to laugh because it was just so funny. And turkeys, I noticed that they'll do their own thing if they notice that you're not going to, like go forward. Like if you just sit there, they kind of do their thing. But if you start, running towards them, obviously, in the road, you just start driving towards them. They kind of spread and make their way. And I was at another intersection going down. I was over in Chester going up on Flamstead Road, and these turkeys, there's a few of them. There's maybe about 5 or 6. And so what they did was, I saw they were wanting to cross, and so I stopped, and then all of a sudden, instead of crossing the road, they just like did a 90-degree and started running a marathon in front of me. And they did that for probably, I don't know, probably 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And I got it on footage because it was so funny just seeing them do their thing. And here they are, a bunch of turkeys just running in front of me. And I don't know why it was so funny. It just kind of was. But just watching the nature around here, the animals doing their thing. And I've always loved the beauty of nature and sunsets and sunrises. And so it was a cool experience moving back here, that I've experienced things that I never experienced back in, the city life. And so anyway, just a little funny story that I'd share. I'm going to do a little finger style here. I switch up a lot with how I strum the instrument. And sometimes I use, finger style, picking through. And sometimes in the same song, sometimes I'll switch it up, use my finger as a pick. Compared to like a finger style. Well, I'm walking down this dusty road, not really knowing where I'm heading. I'm looking around at all the beauty, and it makes me so glad to be alive. So this chord progression is just a B minor, then a B minor over an A, then a B minor over G. Actually very simple. But I love the flow of it. It's cool. Progressions like this just really inspire me. You ever have an experience where, you're listening to a song that comes on the radio and it's a song that just flashes you back to a moment like in your life, whether it be like when you're a kid or maybe it's just a few years ago or maybe it was just 2 weeks ago. But it's a song that when you hear it, you just get flashed back into like this time warp, and it reminds you what you're doing at that very moment when you heard this song. For me, it's a few songs. One is Foreigner, I Want to Know Where Love Is. It was the groove of that song that was so, there's just something about it that is just, every time I hear it, it just puts me back into like when I was a kid. And it reminds me of hanging out with my uncle. And, there's quite a few other songs too. Journey is another band that does that to me a lot. Worlds Apart, for whatever reason, that song just always, it pushes me back to a time where I remember spending time with my grandpa and my uncle at their house, and I just find how amazing it is how there's emotional connection to music and how it can literally teleport you back into time to a place that you just, you really is special to you, Another one for me is Drive by the Cars. That one just really, I hear it and it just puts me back to you. Another one is Peter Gabriel, In Your Eyes. That song, that was just, it just had tones to it that I just never heard before. And actually a fun fact about that song, I was watching the making of that album quite a few years ago. And they took, I believe it was 96 takes of that song. And they cut and pasted all through those different takes. So when you hear that song, it's not like they did it in one take or whatever. It was literally a mix of 96 different takes. And I was just floored when I learned that. But the song is just, it's awesome. That beginning part where it's got like just that cool, like almost triangle sound, with the triangle, but yet it's, I don't know, I can't describe it. There's just something that really touches me though, and it flashes me back. And anyway, so yeah, it's just, I was thinking about that, this past week, and remember I was going through Virginia and West Virginia, and it was about 12 or 1 in the morning. This is probably about 15 years ago. And 3 songs in a row came on that were like that for me. And I'm like, wow, this is just kind of wild, Anyway, it's just cool to, little things like that make, you just, makes life precious. You cherish those times and you cherish the times you've had with people and friends and family. It's just special times. So yeah, I hope you folks all enjoyed being able to play along today and have some fun with doing some soloing, and hopefully you cranked up the distortion and rocked the house and cranked it up. And so my email address is up here. Music with Tony show, and you can feel free to give comments, ask questions about music, and if you have something, maybe a chord you've been wanting to learn or something like that, or a few chords, just write me and I'll do the best I can to put them in on the show so you can start learning some new stuff, or maybe experiment, And if you have any prayer requests, if you're going through some hard times in your life, or even if you're going through good times, you know what? Prayer is just, it's communication with God. It's, He hears and He loves you for who you are. And if you feel you have to clean yourself up to come to Him, that's incorrect. God is waiting just for you to come as you are. He knows everything about you anyway. He's known your past, your present, and He knows your future. And He loves you just the same, and it will not change. So if you're waiting to get your stuff together, don't wait, just come. He's there waiting with arms stretched. And so feel free to share your prayer requests, no matter what it is, and I'll make sure that I pray for those, and that I'll pass them along to other people who I know who are prayer warriors and would be glad to pray for you. So I hope you have a wonderful week, and enjoy your week, and enjoy the simple things in life: a sunset, maybe a full moon, or looking up into the stars at night. And so God bless you, folks, and I will see you next week.